Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Erik Ten Hag's scrapped Shola Shoretire loan plans. Erik Ten Hag scrapped plans to send Manchester United youngster Shola Shoretire on loan. According to the reliable Richard Fay, the 18-year-old was on track to depart Old Trafford on loan in search of first-team minutes. These plans were shelved courtesy of a Ten Hag directive. Fay reports Erik Ten Hag indicated he wanted to keep the forward around for the time being. The teenager received interest from a number of championship clubs this summer. The decision was taken to oversee his development at United. The Manchester Evening News reporter also reveals the role Shoretire will play this season. It's understood Shoretire will feature for the under-21s while continuing to train with the senior side. He could feature in the Europa League squad this season before the club re-evaluate his situation ahead of the January transfer window. Fay's reports slightly contradict Jonathan Schrager, who pinned down Shoretire's stay at the Theatre of Dreams this season to an injury rather than a decision by the manager. United fans will be hoping that Shoretire's stay will not hamper his development. The academy graduate has a bright future ahead of him. The youngster is currently the youngest player to represent United in European competition at 17 years and 23 days. He broke a record previously held by Norman Whiteside. He did this when he came on in the second half of United's 0-0 draw with Real Sociedad a year ago. He has made 5 senior appearances in total for the 20-time English champions. Certainly, this is a big show of confidence by Ten Hag in the 18-year-old, who will look to repay the faith shown in him when the opportunity arises. Ajax CEO in full of praise for a new Manchester United signing Antony. Speaking in an interview as quoted by Manchester Evening News, Ajax CEO Edwin van der Sar wished the new Manchester United signing Antony the best at Old Trafford, asking him to follow the footsteps of other players who have made the same switch in recent years. In what has been a saga that has been running on throughout the transfer window, Manchester United finally managed to get their man towards the fag end of the transfer window when they managed to snap up the talented Brazilian. A player who possesses so much flair, Antony is expected to light up Old Trafford with the Brazilian magic that he possesses. He did it in the Eredivisie, he did it in the Champions League, and now it's time for Antony to do it in the Premier League. Huge expectations are placed on Antony considering the kind of price tag he comes for, and the talented Brazilian has the potential to do just that. However, Erik Ten Hag wants to play down the expectations placed on the player. He proved himself already, Champions League, Brazilian national team and Olympic gold medalist, Ten Hag said. Antony is not the first player making the switch from Ajax to Manchester United. Donny van de Beek made a similar switch a couple of seasons ago, and most recently, Lisandro Martinez joined the Red Devils from Ajax. Edwin van der Sar has wished Antony the best of luck at Old Trafford and expect the Brazilian to entertain Manchester. We enjoyed it. Now it's time to entertain Manchester. All the best there, alongside Erik, Donny and Licha, van der Sar said. There is no one who knows Antony's footballing abilities better than Erik Ten Hag does. One of the best players that the Dutchman coached during his time at Amsterdam, the pair have reunited to recreate the magic in Manchester. Antony has all the qualities required to become a huge player for the Red Devils. It's highly likely that he becomes just that, and the Brazilian could just be what we need for Man United to become a powerhouse again. Ex-Manchester United star says Marcus Rashford should be worried by Antony arrival. United have had a mixed start to the season, losing their first 2 and winning the next 3 games. In the meantime, certain players have enjoyed good form, while others have seen game pass them by more often than not. Same would say Marcus Rashford falls into the latter category, despite playing out of position more recently at striker and scoring a crucial goal against Liverpool. The club announced the signing of Antony recently, who also usually plays as a winger, and many believe that the Englishman could be the one to drop out of the starting 11. Paul Parker, who used to play as a defender for the Red Devils under Sir Alex Ferguson, said this to my betting sites about the situation. With Antony coming in now, he should be one of those players who should be very, very worried. Marcus Rashford was being Marcus Rashford. tipped just back straight to it from a kind of a good but decent performance, I should say, against Liverpool. And then you are looking for continuity, looking for consistency, and he didn't show that he's got it. He thinks he is a superstar already and he might need a break. I thought going out on loan initially wouldn't have done him any harm. To understand what life is like awareness, maybe appreciate where he is. I saw something that I saw at Rashford when he first started, and I think I did mention that when he did come in, I saw him play. He reminded me of Ryan Giggs. All energy running behind everything was so much like Ryan, but as he's gone on, he's got lazy in the way he wants to play, doesn't want to do that run. Erik Ten Hag talks about how Cristiano Ronaldo can return to the Manchester United starting 11. Speaking in the pre-match press conference ahead of Manchester United's momentous clash against league leaders Arsenal today, as quoted by Manchester Evening News, Erik Ten Hag has revealed what Cristiano Ronaldo has to do to get back into the team. The Dutch tactician went on to proclaim that Ronaldo is not up to speed with the team due to the fact that he missed the pre-season, and it may take time for the Portuguese superstar to reach the standard expected of him. Ronaldo, who has been heavily linked with an exit away from Old Trafford throughout the summer, finds himself staying in Manchester. He now knows he has to play another season for the Red Devils and will be motivated to show his best levels. The 37-year-old superstar has not had the best of times recently. Anyone who has seen Man United play can see that he's far from the player he once used to be, and the Portuguese superstar needs to rediscover his best level. Erik Ten Hag has chosen to use other options at the start of the season and has preferred using Ronaldo off the bench in all but one of the games until now. Off the bench, the Portuguese forward has failed to score a single goal yet. Speaking about the inclusion of Ronaldo into his team, Ten Hag highlighted certain aspects that he thinks the 37-year-old must work on. As we all know, he didn't have the preseason, and you cannot miss the preseason. It's a base, especially the game we play. The way of play is not the type in comparison with last year. It depends on the demands, cooperation and demands certain positioning, in and out of possession, and the other things is the fitness, Ten Hag said. Cristiano Ronaldo has always been used to the very best. He has never been benched for so long in his career before, and the Portuguese striker will be determined more than ever to prove all his doubters wrong. A motivated Ronaldo isn't just what Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United need. The Red Devils have started playing some decent football in recent weeks, and adding a motivated Ronaldo to it will provide devastating results. Erik Ten Hag opens up about his initial experience of the Premier League. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag has opened up about his initial experience of the Premier League. The Dutch manager has gotten started with life at his new home in Manchester as he continues his rebuild project at Old Trafford in the quest to take the club back to like it's been during its glory days. After having a nightmare start to his life at his new club, the former Ajax boss team is currently on a roll, winning the last 3 matches in the league to go up to the 5th spot in the Premier League standings. A win against table toppers Arsenal today at home will put United very much in a potential title race along with rival Manchester City, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. The 52-year-old former Bayern München reserves manager sat down with the club media to speak about his initial impression about life in the English top flight. It's great and a real pleasure to face this, Ten Hag told the club media. Every game is a challenge and that's what I want, but it's not about me. It's about improving the team and working on progressing. There are a lot of different types of play in this league and that's nice to see. It's all high intensity but the system and styles are different and they vary, which is nice to see, but it's also about finding a way to win against them. Asked whether he watches every match in the Premier League, the United boss replied, "Yes, I watch them, and my focus is especially on the upcoming opponents, so this week I watched a lot of Arsenal. If United win against the Gunners today, to make it 4 successive wins in a row, it would see them move to only 3 points off the spot in the league, which would be an amazing turnaround considering the start they had this season." PSV director confirms the club held talks with Manchester United for Cody Gakpo. PSV Eindhoven technical director John de Jong yesterday confirmed that the Dutch club held substantial talks with Manchester United for Cody Gakpo. United were heavily linked with the Dutch winger, but a move never materialized, with Erik ten Hag preferring a reunion with Antony. On the Red Devils' interest in Gakpo, de Jong said, Manchester United reported at the start of the transfer window they expressed their interest in Gakpo, but after that they took a long time. In the end, as management, we had talks with Manchester United between the games against Rangers. The technical director also lifted the lid on the 23-year-old's failed United move, which died at the last second. It seemed to become more concrete, but that faded, and at the end of the window, the option to sell him to United was no longer there. United were not the only Premier League interested in Gakpo's services. Southampton were also strongly linked with the attacker, seeing a bid rejected on deadline day. He eventually stayed at PSV. The player himself admitted, similar to de Jong, that he thought he was joining United in a sensational bid, as we reported yesterday on the channel. Despite Antony coming in, United are still extremely light in attack, something that would have been offset by Gakpo's arrival. It remains to be seen whether United will go back in for him in January or next summer. Wayne Rooney says Arsenal are Manchester United's and Erik ten Hag's biggest test yet. Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney has warned United players and the manager against not taking Arsenal seriously. In a column for Times Sport, the United legend says a win for the Gunners will spur them even further this season. We have seen Arsenal start season well before only to fade. If they win at Old Trafford, people will start taking them seriously as contenders, if not for the title then the top 4. So it's a huge test for them, but it's also a big one for United, a chance to show Erik ten Hag has them on track. The 36-year-old hails United's turnaround after the 4-0 thumping by Brentford. He attributes this to the Red Devils going back to basics. There are things, he says, must be replicated against Arsenal, who currently sit at the top of the Premier League table. There is the need for them, United players, to get back to the basics of the game, running, effort, playing for each other, and it's amazing the difference that doing so has made. United have a lot of quality, and if you get the basics right, you've given yourselves the platform for the quality to come through. Against this Arsenal side, they will need the intensity they showed in those wins, especially the one against Liverpool. Specifically, the former England international says the team must be pressed aggressively and look to hit Mikel Arteta's man on the break. He hails the Arsenal manager, who he says he has admiration for. I've been watching the All or Nothing documentary, and you can see the pressure he was under a year ago, and he has been strong, changing his squad and trusting in younger players. It's crucial that United heed Rooney's warning and be aware of the threat their North London rivals possess, otherwise a big gap will have opened between the clubs already at this early stage of the season. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.